You can see I've got a little hotter horse in here than what I had in here earlier. This is a 4-year-old Arabian. Yesterday will be his 30 days, and when they're green, I usually wear a helmet, so I'm going to put a helmet on. If you're messing with a fresh, I'm going to do a step over, draw in. Good. I figured he'd be a little bit disrespectful. See how he showed me his heels just a little bit? So I went back in there and sent him back in the same direction he was heading in. This is his home. He hasn't been here for 30 days, and he ain't stupid. He knows. So I figured his attention span's going to be just a little bit smaller than it is at my place. Let's let him go around here a couple more times. When you're lunging a horse, there we go. See that left ear on me? That means I've got his eye. But when his ears are straight, that means you kind of lose him. But I don't want to really go in on him a whole lot like I did the pony because he's just a little hotter. When you bring your horse out here and he's bucking around and farting around and stuff, you kind of want to let him go ahead and get that out because he's got some build-up energy. And it's kind of like putting a kid in a closet and giving him a bunch of sugar and then asking him to come out and learn his ABCs. It's not going to happen. But if you let them go ahead and go out easy, let them go ahead and get their energy out, then they're ready to learn their ABCs. And the same way with the horse. Once you take their air from them a little bit, and then they're ready to face up to you and be more compliant. Good boy. And like I said, what I'm just doing is stepping over in front of his drive line, in front of that shoulder, and drawing him into me, getting him to face up, to step out and point him in the other direction. And they'll do everything. They'll buddy up against the round pen. Don't want to face up to you. They'll show you the heels. They'll run in through the middle, try to cut you off. That's why you have your tool. If you can keep them at least 4 feet away from you, you should be safe. And working with horses, safety is a big issue. See how he's hugging up? Now I'm going to go back this way. Good boy. Send him back in his direction. Draw him back in, point him in his direction. As you can see, his circle's getting a little smaller. It's not like he's wanting to come in and be disrespectful. I'm just drawing him in a little bit closer than the whole round pen. Good boy. I have no problem of a horse being into my space as long as he's respectful. But if you don't know what to do to make him respectful, then when they come into your space, that's usually when we get hurt. Ooh. See how he doesn't want to stop, so I'm going to drive him on in a direction again. It's the thing about Fame. A few steps there, he wanted to face up and stop, and then when it became my ideal, then he's like, that's all right. He's very smart, and you got to try to at least stay one step ahead of him. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Now, he's not as advanced as the pony is. Of course, he's only, like I said, yesterday is his 30-day mark. As you can see there, he get ready to leave when I lifted something up, and then automatically he come back to me. He's licking his lips. Good boy. Good boy. Same way again, like I said earlier, with the halter. You can also take the top of your halter and drive the head down to be able to scoop the nose up. I'm not real tall, so I don't like standing on my tiptoes. I don't need to. Knowledge is power, and if you have knowledge, and technique with your horses, then you shouldn't have to feel like I said earlier, like you're all wore out. Good boy. Good boy. I said you want to get your horse used to the tools that you use, like this rope. So what I'm going to just do is just throw it over his back a little bit. Horses' least sensitive spot is their back. We call it their weather shield. If you watch them out there in the cold weather or in the snow, you'll see them with their back towards it, you know, all hunkered in. The most vulnerable areas is their stomach and their legs. Good boy. It's a little bit close. I'm going to back him up. Good boy. Now I'm going to come to the other side and desensitize him with the rope. It helps them get used to you being on one side and something else being on the other. Again, we go back to the lefty and the righty. Righty knows you're over here, but lefty seeing your rope. So you hope that you do enough groundwork desensitizing that your horse doesn't get on top of you. Good boy. Good boy. They said rubbing is a big part of it. Of rubbing your horse. All horses, most of them likes rubbed. If they don't, it's just because somebody's been probably mishandled them. Good boy. Good boy. I'm going to show you some lateral flexion on the ground. Same way when they're under saddle, you want to be back here by the flank area, by their hind quarter. You want to have the rope in your left hand, slide your right hand down to the point of the shoulder, and bring them up to the withers. And as soon as they touch their side, then you release the pressure. And by releasing the pressure is giving him back his head.